Hello, this is the first video for the Crispy Tiger channel, and I am, of course, the Crispy Tiger. Now, you're probably wondering, why in the world would I be my first video? My first video, why would I pick this movie? Well, I picked Dawn of the Dead because it's what was on my DVR. That's about it. So, what is my movie review of Dawn of the Dead? Well, there are good things, there are bad things, and I'm going to review starting from the acting, the directing, the writing, the visual effects, and then the overall story and execution, and any other minor details in that order. So, let's start with the acting. It's good. It's actually pretty good. Everybody's a good actor. There's nobody that's not a weak link. It's really good acting all across the board. I did not like this one actor, but I don't know if I was supposed to. I was kind of supposed to, but what am I gonna do about it? Everybody else's acting's great, and that's all it counts for. How was the direction? Well, if you haven't noticed, even though there's no notable actors in this movie, there is one very notable director. That director being Zack Snyder. Now, a lot of people don't like Zack Snyder, and this is personally my first film from him. This is the first film I've seen from him, is Dawn of the Dead. So, how did I feel? I thought he did a good job. I thought there's an obvious love for the Dawn of the Dead series. I mean, he made some interesting choices in terms of characters and the way he did certain things, but for the most part, it wasn't, even though it was a remake, it wasn't retelling me all the stuff all over again. It was actually doing something new and doing something different. And I actually like Zack Snyder's directing style. He does a very good job here, and kudos to the directing. So, now with the directing out of the way, how's the writing? It's interesting. It's not bad. It's the weakest part of the movie, to be honest. There's just a lot of F-bombs, and nothing, not really any good dialogue, really, to be fair. I mean, one character in this movie, played by Ty Burnell. If you don't know who he is, look him up. He is basically on Modern Family. He's the father. He is an amazing comedic actor, and he is absolutely hilarious. He has the best dialogue in this movie, and sadly, he had the worst death in this movie. I'm not even spoiling it. They pretty much hint at it the entire movie. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna die. But that was just... he had the best writing. Nobody else really had any good writing. Matter of fact, the main character is very unlikable. Actually, to be fair, there's no likable characters in this entire movie at all, and that's a real shame. But even with that, the story from I didn't actually finish the original Dawn of the Dead. I watched half of it and then I kind of blanked out, but it does stay very true, for the most part of what I've seen, to the story of Dawn of the Dead. It is a very decent story, and it's hard to go wrong with a George A. Romero story. Well, I haven't seen any of his recent stuff, so he probably can't go wrong with a George A. Romero story, but that's besides the point. So, after we've gotten the writing out of the way, how are the visual effects? This is after you get acting, directing, writing, you'll have a little middle part that needs to be mentioned. A little thing that will affect the rating, like visual effects, or, you know, just something interesting that should be rated also. And if I thought, since we're doing a Zack Snyder movie, I should probably rate the special effects, because that's what Zack Snyder's known for. His slow-mo and all of the visual effects put into it. And with visual effects, it's 2004 visual effects. I mean, it's all the practical effects still look good. All of the gunshots, everything looks great, until you see an explosion. I understand this is early 2000 CG, but every time I saw an explosion, it made me laugh. It was funny. The fire effects look terrible, but again, that's just me nitpicking. Again, 2004 film really shouldn't be mentioned, but everything in this film does look very good, and it also, the slow-mo, he only used it once. So I'm wondering which movie was it that made him go overboard, because he gets a lot of complaints over slow-mo. I can only recall once anyway, that I saw this movie like 2 weeks ago. So, with the visual effects already done. How is the overall package? Well, again, there are little details that I'm kind of nitpicky about, because there was this one character who is absolutely, amazingly, 100% stupid, and they try to make us care for her. This one character, like, there had 3 security guards, right? 2 of them are douches, and then you have this one security guard, and he's kind of supposed to be, like, the nice security guard, and he has this little girlfriend on the side whose dad gets killed, and this girl is the stupidest, most idiotic girl I've ever seen in movies. She practically kills, I think, 3 main characters. She is the reason for their death. I'm not going to spoil it. I only spoiled one thing here. I'm going to try to keep as limited spoilers as much as possible. But what she does in this movie is idiotic. I hated her character, and I wanted her to die, and they didn't kill her off, which sucked. So that was a shame, but for the most part, nothing really bad in this movie. It's a decent remake and a decent movie, and I can't wait to watch another Zack Snyder movie, because this was really good. A great zombie film. I'd recommend it to almost anybody, unless you're a little afraid of gore, because then you might not like this movie if you can't stand gore. But otherwise, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. I mean, everything else all my complaints about the film are all kind of nitpicky. There's nothing really bad in this film. I'd suggest it. Like, favorite, subscribe, and share this on Facebook and Twitter. Welcome to the Crispy Tiger channel, and welcome to my first movie review, guys. Thank you.